only seen a sliver of the WWE universe and that style of wrestling. What are some things that you learned on that indie circuit?
I learned, so there's some, you're going to find this out, and I'm so glad I get to watch you find this all out. There's some guys in the industry, legends, who are so judgmental on how we do wrestling, because they made money. They did it. They were right. They drew interest. They got heat. They did it all right. They're committed to the idea that there's only one way to do it. What I found out is that however you do it, if the people are up, if they're reacting, if they're popping, or if they're on their feet, don't judge this. This is done right. If they're entertained. Plus, the wrestling fan has evolved so much. Most of them are longtime fans. They've been sitting watching the same stuff. We've got to change. Yeah. NFL has changed. Sports have all changed. The game is fast. And then you hear these dudes, you'll hear people, oh, I'm old school, man. I'm eating potatoes. 9 times out of 10, that means you're lazy. Buddy, like, can you do something? Like, I'm all about the moments too. I believe it, but the moments and the moves. It's both. Yeah. Like, this is last night. I got to watch you fly across the ring right in front of me, you know, and to do that, and with Ricochet, that's a guy I met. He was the type of guy where I wrestled him on the independent scene.
No way.
Yeah, a bunch of times.
He was on the indie circuit.
Oh man, big time indie guy.
He's so talented.
Yeah,
and like that, it goes to show. Even just like my team and my friends, they send me indie circuit clips from people wrestling, and the moves these people are doing are incredible.
There's a clip I want you to watch. That's Ricochet versus Will Ospreay from New Japan. You might have seen it already. It's the most complex, wild standoff. It's just like ducks, pass-bys, underneath, flip over the top. So some of the most athletic stuff you've ever seen done in a live setting. One time the rope broke and they still did it. They've done it twice. God. And it was the most polarizing thing in wrestling. For this is not right. This is not how you do it. Really? Like, the people are happy. Like, let them be happy. And if you're one of these, I don't want to say old timers, but we're one of these luminary veteran figures poking at what we do, you're the one who's busting kayfabe here. If you're the one saying, like, this is how you do it, well, traditionalist. Yeah, like, and I like it all.
I find it funny because when they probably started, it was so new and weird that it's kind of hypocritical that they would even come down on you for trying to do new and artistic things. Yeah.
Harley Race was the first dude, St. Louis. He was one of the first guys to do these big backdrops. And everyone then was like, you can't do that every night, man. You can't do that. You're going to waste it. You know, less is more, less is more. Well, Harley Race ended up being a 7-time world champion. Like, the game changed.
It's like, I don't know if you ever saw the movie Semi-Pro with Will Ferrell, when they do the first alley-oop and the whole game stops. And everybody's like, you can't do that.
The ref has to allow it.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
exactly.
a great,
It's funny because this is an industry where, like, I liken the talent to artistry. Like, the performers are artists, and that's where I think sometimes the creative differences can come into play, because you have a person who wants to express themselves a certain way and connect with their audience a certain way, but sometimes the industry and the organization that you work for doesn't have the same vision. And it sounds like that's what happened to you. But like I said, like, the amount of talent and inspiration you can get from so many pieces of this industry, and being that boots on the ground wrestler that you were on that indie circuit, it obviously paid off. And I'm sure when you were doing it, you didn't have a plan or an idea that you'd be winning Rumble 3-4 years later.
It would seem like I did have a plan, but you're 100% right.
You were just doing it.
I was just doing it. It seems now like, what a destiny story. I don't believe in destiny or fate. It's insane. I did it and loved it and believed it, and was able to. We ended up making a whole alternative wrestling promotion that exists.
I want to commend you for 2 things. One is,
you're gonna pick a bone with me. You say,
the bone was for throwing me over. That's it. But and I want to commend you for 3 things actually.
You just added more
because it reminded me.
Okay, now 4
because it reminded me. 1, sticking to your vision and what you love and your passion. That's hard, even when not a lot of people are watching, especially when you're used to a lot of people watching. Like, that step down per se yielded now such amazing results. I forget what the second thing was.
See, you got too many things.
Back to 2.
Back to 2.
I
did hit my head on that.
So tell me about, you got a little, because I wanted to see after, just because you did a wonderful job, but what happened? What was
I
it?
forgot to tuck my fucking chin, dude. And
Yeah.
I was told so many times, tuck your chin, but I was coming off of the injury and doing this insane move. And as you know, there's so much to think about. You're used to it, but it is extremely stressful. It is not a normal environment for a human to be in with that many people watching and having to hit these really difficult, high-flying, complicated moves, entertain at the same time, and protect your body. It's hard, and that was the second thing I wanted to commend you for is when I got injured at Crown Jewel, my WWE rep reached out to me, and she was like, Cody Rhodes wants your number. Can I connect you? And you reached out because you were just getting over your pec injury.
Yeah.
And you were like, yeah, dude, it'll get better and hang in there. These things happen, and you'll
Drink
be
milk.
back in no time.
Drink milk.
And he told me to drink milk. I drank milk and somehow miraculously healed for Rumble. And so you're just a good dude. That's what I want to commend you for. And I want to say thank you for reaching out because you didn't have to do that. You're a vet in this sport, and you put in the hours, and I still haven't yet.
I thank you. My thought though is I do have to reach out. And it's the same reason why I have a gym in McDonough, Georgia, that's Nightmare Fitness, and we have a smoothie shop next door with Gunn Smoothies. Billy Gunn, another wrestler, he owns the smoothie shop. Him and his wife Paula. We put Prime in the fridge.
No way.
Yeah, because it's the same reason. Rock gonna do a movie. I'm gonna come out of pocket and go see that movie.
Oh,
John's
man.
gonna do his show on HBO Max. I'm gonna stream the whole damn thing.
Well, you didn't even know me yet.
But you're.
And you can't even see him.
But
Your
you're
family.
But
Your
you're
family.
you're in on what we do. And there used to be this thing where you'd go to these shows. Pandemic kind of changed that, but we're wrestlers constantly shaking hands. And if they were an extra backstage or like a rookie coming up, everybody you could possibly get to the point where you're getting them multiple times. The reason we do that, they'll chalk it up at wrestling school and say respect. The reason we do it is because we need one another. Like the marquee doesn't just say Kevin Owens. It's Kevin Owens versus Roman Reigns. It don't work without that's one of the old rules that actually does make sense. And I was happy. I wanted to reach out, and but I know what it feels like.